Yo, Brian Sav back once again. I'm your host. This is the Talk and Play Blurredcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate you for being here once again. If you read the title, you will see it is not specific to any one segment that I normally do on the podcast. This particular episode is, I guess, all inclusive. I don't really know what to call it. It's a regular episode. I was writing down things throughout my week, and I realized, I don't need to necessarily break this week's episode down into like one particular segment, focus on one particular segment. I could do a full episode. So that's what we're about to do. You know what I'm saying? Got a few hot takes I want to, briefly go over in the, I guess realm of pop culture. Just things that's been popping up I want to talk about. Then we're going to get into some gaming stuff, music, and TV, the normal shit that I normally do, but all in one episode, back again, like we never left. So let me play my theme music real quick, and then we're gonna jump right in, starting with a little pop culture hot takes that I have. Let's go. So let's just jump straight into the bullshit. So again, close the episode out on, some good things. Starting with Dababy, man. Have y'all been seeing, what? I know y'all been seeing. Y'all follow the Shade Room and what Spiritual World or whatever the fuck it is. Baller. Y'all follow all of the, blog Instagrams that I follow. So I know y'all seen this shit. Dababy just keep getting into shit, bro. And I said this before on a previous episode. I think it was one that was specifically dealing with Dababy and his situation with Rolling Loud or whatever the case might be. Like every 2 to 4 months, this nigga is in some new shit. And he ain't slowed up since I said that. He been on it. Y'all heard about the man, who was trespassing on his property. Dababy shot him, called the police, told him, the man has been apprehended or subdued or whatever police jargon he used to let them niggas know, like, he here waiting on y'all to come pick him up because I stopped the crime and put him down. So that was one thing. The man, trespassed at his North Carolina home. And then we saw another video just, a day or two after that story broke where he's like beating up his artist backstage, like bullying this nigga. I don't know what the fuck that man did, but Dababy wasn't having it. He put hands on the boy. Security just stood there and let him do it. I don't know what is going on. And then we have new footage leaking via Rolling Stone. Rolling Stone, this particular publication, and been around for a while. They tend to be pretty credible as far as music news and stuff goes. They put out a video from the 2018. When did that happen? Whatever year that was, when Dababy was in Walmart and he ended up shooting that teenage boy and killing him or whatever. Dababy claimed self-defense in the entire case, to the point where the police officers didn't even charge him for murder or anything. His charge in the case was for having a weapon that wasn't registered. And, he pretty much completed everything he needed to do to clear that up. And his career been going up ever since. We've seen him in the news before, dealing with other shit. The Cam Coldheart shit, still one of the funniest incidents Dababy has been in to this day, just in my opinion. I was on Dababy side with that. Whoop that nigga ass. He keep trying you, trying to pop up on you while you just out shopping or whatever and get these goofy ass, clout chasing ass moments. Beat that nigga up. That's fine. The one when he was in Miami and he drugged the boy across the street because I guess the promoter tried to stiff him on the rest of his payment for a show. Yeah, he ended up dragging the boy across the street and taking his cell phone and any money he had in his pocket or whatever. I was on your side because this nigga showed up to the club. He did his performance like he was supposed to do. The club promoter trying to play funny with the money at the end of the night. Wasn't fucking with that. I'm on your side with that, Dababy. Then the other incident when you was in the hotel and you was with your daughter or whatever. Your daughter is a kid, like no older than like 6 or 7, I believe. And well, at least the one in this situation, because we know he got other kids, and Danny Lay is one of his other baby moms, or his recent one. Anyway, he was in the situation there, and I guess the bellhop or whatever the employee of the hotel, whatever his staff title is, he decided, you know what I'm saying, I want a picture with Dababy. Dababy was like, nah, just chill for a second. I'm with my daughter. I don't want nobody knowing we at. Let me just get her to a safe spot, and then I'll come back down. I'll take all the pictures you want. It is what it is. Let me just do this. The boy snuck a picture anyway. Dababy saw him, ran up on him, yoked him up in the hotel lobby, took the phone, made the boy delete the picture, got the boy fired, got free nights at the hotel, all kind of shit. Like, Dababy just been in a bunch of shit. Those were the instances where I was on his side. The one Rolling Loud shit, y'all know how I feel about that. We spoke about it already. The whole situation with Danny Lay and her brother. I don't have any kids, but if I did, I could never do my baby mama like that. I don't give a fuck how bad the blood is between us. And then fighting my kid's uncle behind this shit too. Also something I probably wouldn't do. We family at this point. We got a child in between all of us. Let's work this out like mature adults. And then the other situation, just popping up now, like I said, shooting the man who trespassing, and then this footage resurfacing that's kind of disproving Dababy's whole situation with the Walmart shooting. He in some shit, boy. Like, I don't know what is going on in Dababy's life, who got negative energy constantly flowing to this man, but he need to do something, because it's only so many times you're gonna evade this kind of shit. Like, people normally go to jail for fighting and shooting people and shit like that. Dababy has been just sidestepping all of the major consequences that we know of from people getting in these kind of altercations. And I don't know, I don't want to put no negative energy on him myself, but I can't sit in front like it's only a matter of time before this shit catch up to him. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if with this tape leaking that disproves Dababy's whole I was acting in self-defense thing. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if new charges are filed and he got to go back through a whole legal situation with that all over again, because I seen the video. He definitely threw the first punch, and the homegirl who was with him or whatever, she ran up on the teenager and hit him in the face, who was supposed to be had the gun. Now, the boy did have a gun. I saw the gun. He pulled it out when he realized the situation didn't necessarily, or might have not necessarily, called for a gun. He tucked it back in his waistband or whatever, and tried to diffuse the situation by trying to get in between Dababy and his homeboy who was fighting. Homegirl ran up on him, hit him in the face, and then some other shit happened, and Dababy got to shooting, and he hit the boy with a gun. So I don't know, bruh. It's looking shaky for Dababy. I just want him to chill the fuck out. Like, bro, gotta chill. He made too much money at this point to continue to be, wound up in this kind of, situation. Like, these things that are happening to Dababy is only, I don't know, it's only a matter of time. That's all I can really say. Like, but if he is welcoming to it, because after the video footage leaked, and court of public opinion start going and start saying, like, no, Dababy murdered that boy. There was no real self-defense there. Like, if it was self-defense, how in the fuck was your homegirl able to run up on this boy and punch him in the face and, not her get shot? The boy didn't shoot his gun at all, even though y'all say he pulled his weapon first. Like, this shit not making sense. So I would really advise Dababy to just chill. If you don't want to rap no more, nigga, give me the money and all the followers and shit, and I'll do something with it. If you just tired of music or whatever, you mad because your latest drops ain't been going the way you going, I don't know. It seemed like it was a little bit more inviting of this kind of situation than these things just happening to him. But he is still living back home in his city or whatever. Dababy does have this persona about him where he be shitting on people just for no reason. So I don't know. I can see people being tight with him or whatever the case might be, but he can't keep rolling down this path. You got all these people around you. Let them do this shit. Like, why are you running outside? You got a house full of niggas that are supposed to be your day ones and your dogs and your bodyguards and shit. Why are you the one that make all the money, the one that is the reason that y'all have these nice things in your home? Why are you the one running out there shooting somebody that's quote unquote trespassing? Like, let's figure this out, cause Dababy, he going down a path that just don't seem like it's gonna lead to him coming out this shit unscathed. But we'll see. That's all I want to say about it. I just want this nigga to like relax or tell us he been telling us he don't give a fuck. But I don't know. Fuck it. Just relax, nigga. I don't know what the hell to really say. Moving on to the Megan and Tory situation, which this shit need to hurry up and wrap, right? Because now Megan has done this interview with Gayle King, just causing more divide between people who have decided to choose sides. Now, I can't say for certain, who did what. I wasn't there, but it looks as if Tory Lanez shot Megan Thee Stallion. That's what it feels like to me. This is my opinion. This is how I'm perceiving the situation. I'm not saying this is facts or whatever, but what has come out since the story dropped, right? The people who do this kind of shit at the doctor's office where they examine things, whatever, they released their report. They pulled bullet fragments out of Megan Thee Stallion's foot. So she did get shot. That's been confirmed by trained professionals, people who have gone to school for doctoring and nursing and healing and all this other shit. Like, they said that. So that's that. And then the text messages have come out where, Kelsey, Megan's ex-best friend who was in the car with them when this shit happened, text messages came out from her phone saying that the Tory did shoot Megan and she was texting the security guard for help. Like, I think the text read, "Help, help, Tory just shot Megan." All capitalizations with exclamation points. Like, that's what the text message said happened. And then, we get Tory Lanez going on live, at least when the situation was like fresh and hot. Going on live every other day, spinning in circles with his story, saying one thing, saying another thing. And then, they do the report on the gun or whatever. It comes back inconclusive for any fingerprints that match Tory Lanez, which does not mean his fingerprints were not on the gun. It just means that whatever test they ran was not able to pull a print off the gun that matches him. Meaning he either, or somebody, I'm not going to say him because these are all, somebody could have either, rub the gun up, get the prints off it and shit like that, or whatever the case might be. Either way, the gun came back inconclusive for, prints or anything, but the motherfucking clip that was loaded in the gun came back with no prints on it at all, which, if I'm looking at it one way, okay, you bought a gun off the street or whatever, it was already loaded, you've never had to unload it or do anything like this, so no prints on the gun, not yours at least. But on the flip side, somebody had to load that shit, so at least should still be some kind of fingerprints, at least from the person that sold it to you. So leads me to believe the gun was wiped down and they didn't do like the best job on the actual gun because the results came back inconclusive instead of no fingerprints at all, and they did clean up the clip pretty well. This is what is being said. Megan's story hasn't been the most sturdy, but it's remained consistent enough to where I feel like, she's not 100% lying. You know what I'm saying? She's more telling the truth than lying. This is my opinion. Tory's stories, on the other hand, seem a bit like I'm trying to save myself before some shit go down. Just my opinion. That's how it's looking to me. Now, the reason I bring this up is because some things are happening in like the social media realm that I'm like, I don't know this. I don't know. First of all, what's wrong with believing Megan? Like, I don't understand why people think Megan Thee Stallion will lie on Tory Lanez. Like, I understand Tory Lanez has given us a few bops or whatever. Quarantine radio was lit when it was a thing or whatever. But this Megan Thee Stallion, like, I would argue that Megan Thee Stallion is a more popular artist than Tory Lanez, and she doesn't have a reason to lie on him. Like, lying on him would just diminish her career. If it comes out that she's telling the truth, none of y'all niggas are gonna, champion her and lift her up. And no, we need to stream her music because that shouldn't have happened to her. Y'all just gonna act like, oh, the legal system doing the black man wrong once again or whatever. So it's like Megan don't have a real reason to lie. Like, and then the other conversation I'm seeing, oh, she lying about having a sexual relationship with Tory, X, Y, and Z. Even if she is lying, that don't have nothing to do with her getting shot. Like, if she had a sexual relationship with Tory Lanez and she ended up getting shot, her once fucking Tory Lanez, or however many times she fucked that nigga, if she did, that doesn't justify her being shot by this nigga. Like, it's not like if she would have came out and been like, yeah, we had sex or whatever, what y'all gonna turn around and be like, well, then you deserve to get shot. Like, that don't make sense. It doesn't matter if they did or did not sleep together. Like, the fact of the matter is she got shot. The bodyguard ain't saying nothing. Kelsey hasn't said anything outside of her text messages getting out. Megan said it was Tory. Tory said it wasn't him, but he won't say who it was. So out of all this information that I just shared, it's just leading me to believe that Tory did that shit. I don't know though. I don't know for certain. I'm inclined to believe Megan Thee Stallion more than Tory Lanez for all the reasons I just listed. Like, it just don't make sense on the other side of the tape. And then people talking about, oh, let Tory Lanez tell his side. Let Tory Lanez tell his side. I want to hear Tory Lanez side again because he already spoke about it. Saying all them Instagram lives he did where it didn't sound like he was making no fucking sense. So I want to hear what Tory Lanez had to say, see if he gonna change his story, see if he can shed new light on to why his side of the story is not making sense versus Meg's. Like, I don't know. But at the end of the day, like, he had opportunity to speak on it, and he did on his Instagram lives, and then the judge hit him with the cut it out. Megan, she taking her opportunity to speak on it. We'll find out if the judge has an issue with that. But at the end of the day, I'm ready for this shit to be over because it's taking up too much of both of these artists' time, in my opinion. Now, if Tory did shoot Megan, that's fucked up. Like I said, I'm more inclined to believe he did just based on the way things have been playing out. It's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? He need to atone for that. Megan said he apologized a bunch of times behind the scenes, whatever, but a public apology wouldn't hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, own your shit. You got drunk, y'all got heated, and you popped a pistol that you shouldn't have. It is what it is, I guess. But then, on the other side, if Megan turned out to be lying, or it comes out that Tory was not the one who shot Megan, it was somebody else, then what was the reason? Like, why take us through all of this if that boy didn't do it and it was somebody else? But like I said, Kelsey, the ex-best friend who Megan has fallen out with behind this situation, she has not spoken out. All the thing we have from her is text messages that say Tory did it. The bodyguard has not spoken out at all. He was starting to, and he definitely was not saying that it was Megan's fault. He was leaning more towards Tory, but started kept quiet. It is what it is. Tory said Megan. Oh no, Megan said Tory shot her. And Tory is just like, it wasn't me. But he not saying who it was, even though it's only 4 people that could have did it. And I don't think Megan shot herself. That don't sound right. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, we get this shit wrapped up soon. Trials have been happening. We know Tory just got arrested recently. He posted bail, so he's back out. But he got arrested for violating the court ordered whatever the protection thing, whatever it is that he can't speak about Megan or whatever. The judge saw his tweets where he was sneak dissing Megan, where he was, being subliminal and throwing shade and all kind of shit. And the judge was like, you violated, nigga, pay up or stay in jail. He paid up. So it is what it is. I don't know. This is it's getting to be a lot. I'm ready for it to be over. But moving on to some other niggas that have been in trouble with the law. ASAP Rocky. Now this is just disappointing to me because Rihanna. That's it. I don't really care about what's going on with ASAP Rocky. Like, I don't hate this nigga, but he ain't like, I don't know. I don't really, he ain't my dog or nothing like that. Like, I don't want nothing bad to happen to him. Black man, you know what I'm saying? He's seems to be in a better space ever since, he got put in jail across the pond. And, after social media got on his ass for, downplaying black women like he did, but now, he done been arrested again days before or the same day as the supposed baby shower him and Rihanna was throwing. And I don't know, but just for backstory on the case or whatever, ASAP Rocky got arrested, over a November 2021 shooting in which the charge that he got arrested for is suspicion of assault with a deadly weapon. So they don't know if he actually did it, but they have suspicion enough to go ahead and book him and put him in jail. I believe he bonded out by now. Like, girlfriend / baby mama's a billionaire. Ain't no price tag that's gonna keep him in jail. If he got a bond, he can get out. But what's interesting in this particular case is a member of ASAP Mob, which is, his like crew of niggas that he always chilling with. His name's ASAP Rocky. They all got other ASAP names. ASAP Ferg, ASAP Yams, rest in peace, I believe. ASAP, I don't know the rest, but this nigga, one of the niggas anyway, he got on social media and was like, oh, another member of the ASAP Mob snitched on our boy ASAP Rocky. Fuck you for that, X, Y, and Z. Basically saying that ASAP Rocky did shoot this other boy. And I'm like, why the fuck would you get on social media and say a member of your homie's team snitched on your homie and that's why he got jammed up? Like, why would you say that? They have booked him, or the charge is suspicion of assault with a deadly weapon, because apparently he got into it with some boy. He shot him a couple times and I don't know, the boy lived, but obviously you shot me, nigga, like I need my get back. But he's saying somebody in the crew snitched on him or whatever. Why would you say that? If they haven't like fully come to the conclusion, yes, you did this is what your punishment is, don't get online talking about this nigga's a snitch, he told on ASAP and that's why he got jammed up. Nigga, you are telling the police that what they have ASAP in custody for, or what they had him in custody for, he actually did. Why? Dumb. That's all I want to say. Let's move on. What is I have the Cam Newton thing talking about relationships on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast, whatever, but I don't really care for that. That his rhetoric is his own. It's very preferential. I feel like it goes both ways. Women need to learn when to shut the fuck up. So do men when it comes to partnering together and trying to, do relationship shit. But at the end of the day, a lot of these ideas and these ways of thinking are very antiquated, very old school. Like, we're in a new time, and then Cam Newton is rich as fuck, so it don't really he not really playing by the same rules as the rest of us broke niggas. So it is what it is. I just wanted to say, do your relationship how you want to do it. I don't care for gender roles. I don't care for all the bullshit that goes along with how people view monogamy. A man's supposed to do this, woman's supposed to do this. Work together. If it boils down to y'all deciding this is what you're responsible for, this is what I'm responsible for, that's fine. But don't let those particular things that y'all decide are what's gonna work for your relationship be defined by what the fuck y'all got between y'all legs. Just because this nigga is a man don't mean he always gotta take out the trash. Taking out the trash is not hard. You got 2 hands, 2 feet, a brain. Like, y'all both human beings. Somebody could get the garbage one day, this nigga can get the garbage another day. It don't have to be, oh, that's a man's job. That's dumb. Because after you cook and you tired, if that's what you want to do, I should say, because the man can cook too, it don't matter. But if you're a woman, after you cook or whatever, you don't want to wash them dishes. If the nigga looking at the dishes and adding to it, talking about it's a woman's job to clean the dishes, you're going to be mad about that shit. Why? Because washing the dishes is not hard. Anybody can do it. It shouldn't be, it's a woman's job, it's a man's job. That's my opinion anyway. But if that shit work for y'all, let it work for y'all, because that's what worked for y'all. Not because society told y'all if you got a dick between your legs, this is what you got to do. If you got a vagina between your legs, this is what you have to do. That shit need to be out the window. Fuck all of that. Because it's fucking people up, especially the black community. But we're not going to get into that right now. We'll talk about that on another episode of the Talk and Play Blurcast. Moving along, a bit of blurred stuff. Some of y'all might not give a fuck about this, but it was on my spirit. This Naruto Jordan's, the Zion collection or whatever. I don't really care for these. At first, I hated these shits. I was like, these motherfuckers are ugly. Why the fuck did Jordan do this to us? All the shoes Jordan got, he gonna give us some basic ass Team Jordan looking ass shoes. Like, I'm looking at these shoes. They could very well be AND1s straight out the Walmart foot shelf. Like, they could very well be some motherfucking Asics. Like, what the fuck are these? But upon like further looking at them or whatever, 2 of the 4 shoes are okay to me at this point. The Sage of the 6 past ones, I kind of fuck with them a little bit just because like I like the black and white colorway kind of situation, but then one shoe is more white than black and then the other shoe is more black than white. I kind of like that. It kind of look all right at this particular style of Jordan. Now, if it would have been on, a Jordan 1, bitch, or a motherfucking 11 or something, bitch, or goddamn 13, you know what I'm saying? Something I can get behind, then I would be excited about this particular colorway because it don't look bad. And then the Jonines, I kind of fuck with them a little bit too. More so just because they look like a shoe that kind of look all right. I like the whole olive greenish kind of colorway, and then like the bandage wrap looking things over the toe area, like, and that little sprinkles of red in there and shit. Like, I don't know, it looked kind of okay. Again, if these was on, you know what I'm saying, a motherfucking 7, or so just give me a number, Jordan. That's all I wanted. That's really all I wanted. I be seeing online these talented people come up with these custom Jordans. They'll take a nice pair of 1s, you know what I'm saying? Maybe a 3, you know what I'm saying? They'll take a solid Jordan, like a number, and do all kind of cool designs on them, change the colorway and everything to match the particular anime character that they trying to represent or whatever. Them shits be fire. So why, with all of these great ideas out in the world, did Zion okay these particular shoes for this Naruto collection? I don't know. I need answers. Now, the clothes, on the other hand, the clothes are dope. I can fuck with the clothes. You know what I'm saying? They also match the shoes, even though 2 of them motherfucking shoes, they could keep them bitches. They look just like a pair of AND1s. Like, I'm not fucking with them Nine Tails ones or whatever, them orange ones, and then them red ones. Nah, keep them hoes. But the clothes, on the other hand, all the clothes look pretty fire or whatever. These are definitely some cool anime pieces to have in your collection. As a fan, like I said, I kind of fuck with the Jonin ones. They look okay, and the Sage of the Six Path shoes okay. So if I had to buy a pair of these shoes, it would probably be one of those and the clothes or whatever. But I probably wouldn't even really wear them because I'm like, I ain't in love with the motherfuckers. They just look okay. It'd probably be just something I have in my closet just to be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? These bitches ugly or whatever, but I fuck with anime, so, it is what it is. At the end of the day, though, my good homie, I don't know this nigga for real, but Michael B. Jordan had us on motherfucking Coach looking fly as fuck. The entire Naruto collection that Michael B. Jordan did with Coach looks fire. So anything under that, I ain't really fucking with. We deserve better, is what I'm saying. Like, coming from Coach, going to Jordan, and then Jordan letting this shit come out, I ain't rocking with it. Like, this how you gonna be? Put us back over on Coach. Let us save up exponentially just to afford the motherfucking tote bag. Like, I don't want to see anime done this way because we deserve better. Like, anime is a huge part of just pop culture at this point. Not a huge part, but it's gained a significant amount of impression on pop culture just by virtue of being what it is. We don't deserve our, shoes looking like they could be found at your local Walmart. That's it. Let's move on to the gaming news that I have written down. Shouldn't be a lot. Starting with good old PlayStation Plus. So, word on the street is the new PlayStation Plus launches June 13th in the States. And I believe they said June 22nd over in Europe and shit like that. Not sure about the rest of the world, but we're going to get ours June 13th. Details have begun to emerge that at the third tier, which is going to be called PlayStation Plus Premium, Sony is reportedly requiring any game that costs $34 or more to have a minimum 2-hour game trial. Basically, they telling all you motherfucking developers, if your game is going to cost more than $35 wholesale, then you need to have a 2-hour demo on PlayStation for our fans, I should say, to experience the game and decide whether or not they want to buy it. Now, I was seeing as I'm reading, these articles and things that some developers might have issue with this, but details, arising also suggest that Sony itself is also willing to take on the responsibility of creating these game trials, which will, alleviate the developers from having to set up the trials themselves. That would be a big win because it'll pretty much guarantee that we'll get these fucking game trials. Because if we leave it up to the developers, it's going to be shaky at best. And I can see games being pushed back or whatever just so they can make sure they get their trial run shit up, to be in accordance with Sony and how they want to move as far as PlayStation Plus is concerned. But if Sony decides they want to take on the responsibility themselves and be like, just submit us the game. We'll make sure it gets out on your regular release date, and it's going to have the trial in tow for people, who subscribe at the premium level. They want to play it, they can. I fuck with that. Because if I'm being honest, this game trial shit is probably the main thing that I'm considering when it comes to upgrading, because the PlayStation Plus subscription that you have now, that will turn into PlayStation Essential, and they will tell you, hey, you pay this extra money or whatever, you can go up to PlayStation, whatever the middle tier is called, or PlayStation Premium, which is the highest tier. I'm considering the highest tier simply because I want these fucking game trials. Like, I want to say, oh shit, this game is coming out, it looks dope based on a trailer, but I need to see more gameplay or experience the gameplay for myself via game trials or demo. And if I'm being real, like, this is how a lot of games have sold me over the past, I don't know, it's been a little minute since I started really going back into the PlayStation store or whatever and seeing like, oh no, this game is cool, or this game is coming out and I don't know how I feel about it. If I want to spend $50, $60, $70 even at launch or whatever, I just want to play it and see if I'm fucking with it and then decide if I want to spend that kind of bread. Demos help with that. I literally bought the motherfucking Final Fantasy VII remake specifically because they had the demo in the PlayStation Store. I played the demo and I was like, oh no, this is fire. I'm going to buy this game when it comes out. And I definitely did. If I'm being honest, that is literally how I want to experience new games, because I'm one of the kids, you know, I grew up a 90s baby in the Walmart playing the demos that were in the little stations in the game section while my mom was running around Walmart shopping, collecting everything she needed to collect so we could head out. I was in the electronics department playing the demos at the game stations in the Walmart or waiting in line to play it. Shit, it was real like that sometimes. Sometimes them shits would be packed out. It'd be plenty of kids in there. You gotta damn wait for somebody to get off the fucking controller so you can, you know, experience one of the little games. And I also can't forget about getting those discs in the mail every holiday season from PlayStation, full of demos for the new games coming out for the Christmas season or whatever. Like, I feel like that is a great way to sell a game to somebody. You talking about paying $60, $70 for a brand new fucking game or whatever and not have played a lick of it to know if you even fuck with it or not, just going based off the trailer? Like, nah. Make sure we have them game trials and them demos. I fuck with you for doing this, Sony. I fuck with this news that may or may not be true. I hope it's true, of Sony taking the initiative to just say, you know, don't worry about the developers. We'll take on the responsibility of making sure the game trial happens for your game or whatever. Just get us the product. Like, I fuck with that. Can't wait to see it, because that's going to be the deciding factor. I don't really care about all this extra catalog of games that they're trying to give you or whatever for moving up in your PlayStation tier subscriptions or whatever, because I got a backlog on my PlayStation right now that I need to play. So I don't really care to have more games that I've just backlogged that I haven't played. If I move up to premium, it's going to be for them game trials. So do us right, Sony. I'm fucking with it. Next piece of gaming news. Jane Foster Thor, who you might have seen in the latest trailer for Thor Love and Thunder. I believe that comes out June, July. When does that movie come out? I don't know. I can't think of it right now. But Thor Love and Thunder is supposed to be coming out soon to I don't know, accompany the launch of that movie. Jane Foster Thor will be added as the next playable character to the Avengers game, which I'm not really excited about that. Like, if I'm not mistaken, her abilities are pretty much the same as Thor. And they said that in their press release. It's like, you know, she's pretty much a female version of Thor or whatever. So her kit is going to look same, but we're going to try to add some different things or whatever to make it personal to her, to where she doesn't look like a complete copy of Thor. And I'm just like, why not add a different character to the game? Like, I like all of these releases that they've been doing as of late, where like they're trying to accompany the movies and the TV shows that are coming out with the actual characters from those things. But like, I like the Avengers game doing that. When Hawkeye's TV series was brand new on Disney Plus or whatever, they put Kate Bishop in the game. You know what I'm saying? She came out a little bit before the show, but they had the dog from Hawkeye in there, some memorabilia and stuff from the show. Same thing when Spider-Man No Way Home came out. They did something for Spider-Man after they had put him in the game a few months prior to the movie releasing. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've been doing this before, and I'm okay with it. I'm just not excited about Jane Foster. The next playable character was supposed to be She-Hulk, because she's also getting a Disney Plus original series, but I wasn't excited for that either. But at least it make a little bit more sense. But then again, it don't, because it's like you have so many other Avengers you could put in this game as playable characters. Why are you doing characters that are like Avengers for like 2 seconds just to help out the person that help get them right, and then they like, man, fuck this Avengers shit, y'all got Thor, y'all got Hulk, I'm out. Like, why are they adding all these like I don't know, Avengers by proxy instead of putting actual Avengers in the game. Like, we do have a black Captain America now, right? Maybe Sam will come with his vibranium wings and, I don't know, future installments of the game. Maybe when his movie comes out, he'll be in the game. But like, there's other Avengers they could add besides Kate Bishop and fucking She-Hulk and Jane Foster Thor. Like, what? Why do we not have more villains in the game? First of all, like, you have all these iconic characters and none of their villains have touched the goddamn game. And we still fighting AIM and Claw from the fucking War of Wakanda expansion. Like, do something else. I don't care for all these C-list characters. They're not even B-list characters. Like Jane Foster Thor, like people's introduction to her, a lot of people's introduction to her, I should say, who are not like comic book nerds or whatever, is going to be this movie. Like, people don't really know about this character unless they're like deep Marvel heads. So it's like, why are they going this route? But it is what it is. Maybe they'll get their shit together at some point. But moving on from that, Overwatch 2 beta is only for PC players, and I'm mad about it because I'm a big Overwatch player. Like, I play Overwatch pretty frequently. It's like the game I play. Like, a lot of niggas play Call of Duty and NBA 2K all day, every day, all the fucking time, and Apex and shit. That's how I be playing Overwatch. I be back and forth between Overwatch, Apex, and I'll get in some time for RPGs in between that. But apparently this Overwatch 2 beta that I was so excited for is only for fucking PC players, which I get it, because it's like the PC version of the game. They don't have to go through any channels in order to get their updates approved. Like, they can actively work on the game and do all the patches they need to from their actual Overwatch launcher. Like, they can do everything they need to do as issues arise. Whereas with the console games, the PlayStations and the motherfucking Xboxes or whatever, they have to send those updates in. They have to get approved and all kind of shit. So it takes a lot longer to update the game. So I get why they just focusing on the PC players, but it's just like, goddamn. I want to play the fucking game. We've been waiting on Overwatch 2 forever. The PC player shit should have been a closed beta. And then the open beta should have been with everybody included. Because what the fuck? But that's all I want to say about that, because I'm just, a little tight. I've been on Twitch watching these PC players stream Overwatch 2, because they playing the beta and shit. They using the new character. They playing the new push mode. They doing the 5v5 instead of the 6v6. And I'm like, damn, I want to play this shit too. But PC players, I guess. Either way, that is it for the gaming section. Or wait a minute, the game chat. That's the name of my segment. That is it for game chat. Let's move over to the playlist, all about music. Only thing I really wanted to, I guess, discuss, Nicki and Fabio Foreign's We Go Up video, fire. Looks very rich, very mobbish, very, very New York. Nicki had a lot of looks in there, you know what I'm saying? The song, of course, y'all know I fuck with the song. The song is fire. The video didn't let me down. A lot of expensive and rich nigga cars, a lot of jewelry. It was a rap nigga video, but it was like wealthier. like it's a different story when the rappers in the video can actually afford all of the fancy cars and the jewelry that they're wearing. Like, the jewelry is theirs, and then they can also afford the cars that they may or may not have rented. I don't know. Nicki might actually own that pink Lamborghini that was killing the whole video. That shit was fire. She might not, though, because Nicki's smart. She know how car depreciation works or whatever. She spoke about this before. She don't buy cars unless it's time to buy a car. But I'm fucking with the video. Shit look fire. Congratulations to them. It's doing big numbers. The Cardi B video, K-Flock and Dougie B, and I think one other person is on that song. The video was cool. I like the song more than I do the video. But I don't know. The boy is in jail, so I don't know how much that song is gonna like last or live as far as music is concerned, because the artist whose song it is, they can't promote it. I know Cardi is not gonna spend her time promoting a feature like that. I don't know, but that was cool. Pusha T's album was also pretty dope. The production is what sealed the deal for me. That motherfucking production on this album is fucking phenomenal. I think Kanye and Pharrell produced most of it, and the reason I'm saying that is because after he released the album or whatever, I think like 2 or 3 days later, he re-released the album, but the track listing was different, and it says Ye verse Pharrell. So basically, all of the Kanye beats were first on the track list, and then once, you know, all the Kanye beats ran out, then the Pharrell beats started or whatever. And I must say, I really did enjoy listening to the album, because I listened to it both ways, and I did enjoy listening to the album both ways. Like, I understood the track listing, you know, regular how it came out. It all sounded good to me. It was synchronized very, very well. Pusha T has, you know, come into this space where he's began to master like how to make an actual like song that has, you know, potential to touch radio and shit like that. Like, he has some very, very good hip hop records on there. I love the record with Jay-Z. Everything that Pharrell, everything, the whole album sound good. Like, I like all the beats because Kanye and Pharrell, like, those two of my favorite producers, they did a phenomenal job with the production. The songs didn't let me down because, of course, the beats was fire. So I'm fucking with the album. It's a good album. But the other way that it was not stylized, but the other way it was arranged, where all of Kanye beats was first and then all the Pharrell beats came after, like, I liked it that way too, because it gave me a different perspective on the vision that both of those producers had for this, you know, music that they was making for Pusha T. So I'm like, all right, I'm fucking with it. That was a very, very solid release. I hope the album does well, because, I mean, it sounds good as fuck. I'm actually very, very interested to see what videos end up coming off of this project, because Kanye has been very, very active in music as of late. You know, ever since the divorce got finalized and he decided to leave Kim and Pete alone, he been focusing more on the music, which, thank you, nigga. God damn. But I'm interested to see if one of his videos make it, because he had, I want to say, what, 2, maybe 3 features on that project. But then if Pharrell decided to jump out and be like, this video need to come off of this album, because I think he had 1 feature. Let me look at the track listing real quick. Okay, yeah, Pharrell had 1 feature, and that was the song with Jay-Z on it, Neck and Wrist. And then Kanye had 2. We know one of these is not going to happen as far as videos is concerned, because Kid Cudi does not fuck with Kanye West anymore. So this rock and roll song would not be getting a video. But if if Neck and Wrist get a video, I'm fucking with that. Dreaming on the Past could probably get a video. Brambleton, I want Brambleton to get a video, because I really fuck with that song. But it is what it is. Good job, Pusha T. You know what I'm saying? I'm still looking at you a little sideways for the Drake beef, but, you know, rap nigga shit, and both of you guys are way richer than me, so it is what it is. Last thing I have on the playlist, because I didn't playlist any new songs. I think I playlisted 2 Amine songs. I think so. I don't know. I have my playlist on the little smart shuffle shit that Spotify does, and I like 2 of the songs that they suggested, so I playlisted them. They're both Amine records from his 2021 project, the one with the yellow cover on it or whatever. But outside of that, I ain't really added no new music. So Charmander and Diddy Dum Do, I don't know, Diddy Dum Duh, Diddy Dum Duh, Diddy Dum Duh. I think that's the name of the record. Anyway, playlist of them 2 joints, and London featuring J. Cole. That's Bia featuring J. Cole. I like that record as well. And I put Pussy Power on, or P Power, Gunna featuring Drake, just because it kept popping up. I'm like, you know what? I actually do fuck this record a lot. Let me just go ahead and put it on my list. But yeah, man. Last thing I really want to cover was Mary J. Blige will be honored with the Billboard Icon Award, which, duh, because it's fucking Mary J. Blige. I don't know why she ain't got this shit earlier. Her being honored with the award for this year's Billboard Music Awards will put her in great company. Pink won the award in 2021. Mariah Carey in 2019. Janet Jackson is also a Billboard Icon Award winner. Celine Dion, Jennifer Lopez, Prince, Stevie Wonder, Neil Diamond. I think I said Cher already. Like, she's going to be in magnificent company by receiving this award, and she deserves. So I just want to make sure I give Mary J. Blige her motherfucking flowers, because she motherfucking deserves. The queen of hip hop soul. Nobody has been able to challenge that crown since Mary J. set it up. Like, since she became that, nobody has taken that away from her. Shout out to Mary J. Blige. Definitely an icon, just entertainment in general. Yes, a black icon, obviously, but in entertainment as a whole, definitely an icon. So shout out to her for winning that. Moving on. Oh, this is the last thing for the playlist. Coachella. It was pretty good this year. I had a chance to check it out. I believe, I don't know when they start doing these live YouTube streams or whatever, but they did one again this year. They had 3 different channels covering the 3 stages at Coachella or whatever. Everything I saw was pretty dope. Doja Cat should have fucking headlined, because her set was fucking fire. She did choreo. She had a dope set design. Her dancers was lit as fuck. Her actual musical set list was fire. Shout out to, her DJ, whoever was mixing that audio with the fucking band, because the band was sliding, but they did a really good job of mixing in the actual like instrumental to make everything sound whole and full. Phenomenal job. Like, I was really really tuned into her entire set. Like, I saw a tail piece of the first weekend, because she performed on Sunday or whatever, the week prior to the one I actually sat in and fully watched or whatever. They had the live streams for both Coachella weekends. Shout out to Coachella for growing from a 2-day festival to 3 days per weekend. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday one weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday the next. Like, that's fucking phenomenal. But I caught her set the first weekend, like the tail end of it. She looked phenomenal. The shit was fire, whatever. Was able to catch the entire thing the second weekend, and it was even better than what I had saw the first weekend. She even did like some Beyonce-esque kind of shit, where the first weekend she had one set of outfits, and then the second weekend same outfits but just a different colorway, and I thought that shit was fire. She changed outfits like 6 times, which I was like, god damn, how much clothes they got back there on the racks for old girl, because every 3 songs she was running to the back putting on a new fit. But the performance was amazing, bro. I was really fucking with it. It solidified the fact that I need to go see her in concert. Her and The Weeknd are on tour right now. They're gonna be coming close to me in a couple months, whatever. So I think I'm gonna go head out there, because her set was fire, and I really, really enjoyed it from like beginning to end. The girl got charisma. She actually sings and raps, not just, lip sync or no shit like that. Like, she was dancing and all that. Like, she put in the work. She definitely should have fucking headlined, because The Weeknd and Swedish House Mafia, they were the headliners. She went on right before them, and her set, hour long, it blew they shit out the water. Like, I fuck with Swedish House Mafia and The Weeknd. Swedish House Mafia, they do a lot of EDM and hip hop crossover. I fuck with that heavy, because I'm a hip hop head, and the EDM, I have a special love for it or whatever. Like, I'm growing in that space, in that genre of music. Like, I really enjoy that kind of music as well. So it was dope seeing that, and The Weeknd, do his thing with them or whatever. But it was like, they're DJs, so they stand in one spot. They let the motherfucking lights and the fireworks, the pyrotechnics and everything do that shit, and they just make sure the music is cranking. The Weeknd, he got added last minute, so I don't think he really had time to get to put together like a fire set. But he pretty much stood in like 2 or 3 spots the whole set or whatever and sung his hits, which was fine because the music, I know The Weeknd's music or whatever, so I enjoyed it. But he didn't really perform. He just kind of sung his music. And I don't know, just feel like Doja Cat should have headlined. They should have switched spots, like let Swedish House Mafia and The Weeknd open for Doja Cat, let The Weeknd come out and perform his music with Doja Cat during her set, because he did that the first weekend. He came out before his set, performed a song with Doja Cat, the You Right song that they have together, and then he went back and prepared for his set. He didn't come out the second weekend, I noticed that, but Doja Cat still brought out Rico Nasty to perform, which was dope. I love seeing them together because they kind of came up together in the underground scene. To see what Doja Cat is now, to see the kind of music Rico has put out since, T and Tamara, like I really like what space both of them are in, and I enjoy seeing them perform together. They have a good time. They look like friends for real, so that was dope. But yeah, man, who else did I catch? Isaiah Rashad's set was pretty dope. He did take a second to address those videos that leaked of him, doing whatever with those men or whatever. Like, there was a sex tape that kind of leaked out, which pretty much exposed Isaiah as either being gay or bisexual, one of the two. He hasn't really confirmed if he only liked niggas or he just liked niggas too. We don't know. But he took a little second to address that in his set or whatever, which I thought he did that in a very like dope way, put together like this very thought out intro or whatever, and clips from all of the people showing him love, and like, it was dope. You had to kind of see it. Maybe it's on YouTube, I don't know, but I like how he addressed it and was like, boom, y'all know what the videos are. This is my response to it. Listen to this piece of audio. Let's roll into the music. And he did roll into his jams. His music is fire, so I was fucking with that. He brought out label mate Doechii, and Zakari also came out to sing his songs that he has with Isaiah Rashad. It was a whole big TDE stage full of just family and camaraderie, and that shit was dope to see, especially knowing the trouble Isaiah has had with like his mental health and stuff. And then those videos leaking, he literally said like, y'all's love and support through somebody trying to maliciously leak, sex tapes of me or whatever is what kept me alive. Like, I was really considering doing things to myself. Y'all know he struggled with mental health. Like I said, he was very honest about the fact that the love and support after those videos leaked is what kept him alive. So that was dope. I'm glad he was able to make it to Coachella, perform, do his thing. I caught 21 Savage's set. His shit was cool. He did a lot of standing around too, but I fuck with 21 Savage music, so I was like, whatever, nigga, you a rap nigga. I ain't gonna really see 21 Savage busting out no choreography and no shit like that. I have no like fly backup dances and no shit like that. No crazy set design. He came out there, performed his music. It is what it is. But somebody whose set took me by surprise was Princess Nokia. Like, I really liked her set. She's a new up and coming rapper from New York. She had dope dancers as well. Her set list was fire. She's very, very charismatic. Like, I loved her charisma, her energy, and just how she stepped into character while she was performing. And like, I like her little interludes in between songs where she like took the time to give like quick history lessons on rap and paid homage to Nicki Minaj and all the other female rappers that came before her and made it possible for her to be on a Coachella stage. And she even did like some history lessons on like African culture and shit and all kind of stuff, because she is she identifies as Afro-Indigenous, but she is of Puerto Rican descent. So she was like, you know what I'm saying, we finna get the full diaspora here. Like, I'm talking about this African shit, I'm talking about this indigenous people shit. Y'all gonna get some PR love in this bitch, and like gonna wrap it up in a big old female rapper love bowl. It was dope. I really enjoyed her set. I didn't get a chance to catch Megan's set or whatever, but I did see the video footage of her performing her Plan B song or whatever. That was dope. I heard Megan's set was really fire. I heard Lil Baby set was really good, even though I only caught like 2 seconds of it. Overall, Coachella was just fire this year, and I'm going to do what I can to make sure I'm at one of these within the next year or two. We'll see, because I got plans, but we'll see how it pan out. Last but not least, Future's album. What is it called? I Never Liked You Anyway. I think that's what it's called. Oh no, it's called I Never Liked You. Either way, I mean that's the same thing. But I haven't listened to it yet, so not gonna talk about it this particular Blerdcast. Next week though, I should be able to go in depth with it because y'all know I follow Future. So tune in to next week's episode if you want to hear my review on Future's new album, I Never Liked You. That is it for the playlist though. Let's go ahead and move into the watch list really quick. Get this TV shit out of the way so I can let y'all go. I don't want to take up too much of your time. Starting with a little headline. Netflix is adding ads. About fucking time, because y'all can't just keep raising the price on niggas and expect us to stay around. Depending on the stipulations of this tier with ads though, I might be switching to that, because currently with tax I'm paying $21.95 for Netflix every fucking month. And while I do enjoy some of the content on Netflix, I watch Netflix almost every day. I don't want to pay that much, especially if I could pay something way cheaper and just have little commercial breaks. So I can run to the kitchen or roll up or run to the bathroom or whatever the case might be. Like, I would much rather pay for the Netflix with ads. And since it is coming, it's only a matter of time before I downgrade because it depends on the stipulations, because they got their tier shit set up now where it's like, oh, you know what I'm saying, this tier you get the full HD, and I got a nice ass 4K TV that I want to be able to see all my shit on really clear. If going down to the ad one be like, oh, 720p, I'm gonna be like, all right, now y'all fucking playing. But if I can still keep some kind of HD at the ad tier, I'm fine with that, because I do the same thing with Hulu. I got ads on my Hulu. I don't care. Same thing with my Peacock. I got ads on my Peacock. I don't care. HBO and Amazon, and I forgot who else I got, like Crunchyroll and shit. Them probably the only streaming platforms where I don't have ads, but that's probably because they don't support ads. Like, I don't think HBO has ads. I don't think Stars has ads. I don't know. Either way, I'm okay with Netflix adding ads. Get your money somewhere. Don't need to be out of my pockets. If these companies want to pay you to run ads in your program or whatever, take the fucking money so you can keep giving us quality programs without snatching all of our goddamn money away. I'm cool with it. Moving along, the Doctor Strange movie has been banned in certain countries because of, homophobia pretty much. That's not it. Well, actually it is. Doctor Strange it's a new Doctor Strange movie anyway, the Multiverse of Madness. They're introducing a character to the MCU by the name of America Chavez. She is almost pretty much a Captain America variant. Like, in her timeline and her multiverse, her universe or whatever the fuck, like, she's the Captain America over there or whatever. But she's a Afro-Latina girl, and she don't carry a shield and shit. She kind of got her own like powers and things. Like, I don't know. You have to see the movie or read up on America Chavez to understand. But part of her story is that she is gay or lesbian, and a lot of these Middle Eastern countries, a lot of these Middle Eastern countries, they don't fuck with LGBTQ, so they banned the movie over there. And while that shit is stupid to me, I guess it is what it is. Can't expect the rest of the world to be as progressive as the United States are, even though we still dealing with our own homophobia and all this kind of shit. But it just sucks. I would hate to be a blurred over in those countries where homosexuality is so frowned upon that you can't even consume media that may have some kind of reference to that lifestyle. Like I would hate to be trapped under my government's thumb like that. I mean, I guess America, like I said, we still deal with our own shit. Like they still, anyway, I ain't gonna say we, cause I ain't signing nothing, but they still passing all kind of bills and laws that are very, very hurtful to the LGBTQ community. And I don't know. My issue mostly with the Doctor Strange movie, when it comes to America Chavez, I don't care about her sexuality. It's the fact that the actress she don't really look like what I would expect from America Chavez. Like the America Chavez I know has visible melanin. Like she is a Latina girl who is, not dark skinned, but like you could tell she's a shade of brown that would allude to her being either black or Latina. And the fact that this actress that they have she ain't really selling it for me. That's my main thing with this whole movie, especially because in our communities, the Latinx communities, African American community and shit like that, like colorism is still a thing that we deal with or whatever. So I would expect, or I would hope that Marvel would be like, we know colorism is real, so let's make sure we do everything we can to make this look as legitimate and as accurate as possible. And I feel like they kind of dropped the ball a little bit. We'll see how this actress performs on the screen and, what it looks like there. But based on the trailers, bro, it's not giving Afro-Latino or it's not giving brown skin Spanish girl or whatever the case might be. But that's that on that. Hopefully, the blurred's over in these Middle Eastern countries where Doctor Strange has been banned. Hopefully they find a way to get it. I'm pretty sure they will find a way to watch, but it just fucked up that the government is so just controlling like that they can't even watch the fucking movie. That's crazy. Staying in the realm of the LGBTQ though, Rothaniel, which is Gerard Carmichael's new HBO special, it was really dope. I don't really want to give too much away, but he did come out as gay in the special, and I don't know, like I just like the way he did it, honestly. Like the entire comedy special was him like trying to process all of these secrets that his family has and that he has himself or whatever. He reveals, one of them being that he's gay and how his family has taken it and like how he's dealing with it or whatever. It's a very recent coming out, I guess. And apparently he hadn't really come out to people except for the ones that he could trust outside of his family. So a lot of other people that are close to him are finding this stuff out the first time via this HBO special. I just really enjoyed watching him like navigate between being unsure with how he feels about his sexuality, being unsure about how the people in his life feel about his sexuality, and then making light of it via comedy, but still being in a place where you can really see like he's affected by it and doesn't know exactly how to process it, which I mean, I guess that would make sense given his age and the time of, culture that we're in with the way things are accepted and looked at and stuff. Like, I could get why he's confused or whatever, but it was a very humanizing and honest, like intentional like comedy special. And I really fucked with it, and it was funny. Like I thought what was the most interesting about it, like, cause he's very, very gifted at comedy. Like he's a comedic genius, I would say. Like his vision for creativity and creating comedy that has a message, but it's also still funny, is impeccable. I just love his fucking show when it was on TV. I was mad that they canceled it after 2 seasons. Like, the Carmichael show was fire to me, but that's neither here nor there. I just really enjoyed like being able to watch the comedy special and feeling okay laughing, because sometimes, especially when it comes to dealing with the LGBTQ or whatever, you don't necessarily wanna LOL, because you don't know if whatever the comedian is saying could be spun the wrong way to be offensive, or if it's just outwardly offensive or outright offensive, and you don't want to laugh even though you might find it humorous or whatever. It wasn't like that. Like, he made himself the butt of the jokes or whatever, but did it in a tasteful way that was like, you're not laughing at the situation, but mostly the presentation and his thought process behind it, not necessarily the actual thing that he was discussing. It was dope. I like comedy like that, where they touching on situations, or the comedian is touching on situations that would in other cases be taboo or something that they have to skate around, but they fully in it because they're doing it in a smart way that doesn't feel offensive. So shout out to Gerard Carmichael, because the Rothaniel special was dope, and his interview on The Late Show with Seth Meyers was dope too, because you can see like in his face, like he's still processing and, you know, receiving feedback from his loved ones about the comedy special and about, you know, the truth that he decided to share in the special. Because it wasn't just, oh, this is his coming out party, he's gay or whatever. Like, he talked about a lot of shit going on in his family or whatever that they would want to keep secret, or not necessarily, you know, be made into entertainment for these kind of purposes. But, you know, he did what he did, and you can see in the interview, like, he's still kind of receiving, you know, the feedback from it. It's on YouTube if you want to go check it out. He shared in the interview that like his mom called him like on the way to the interview and like said some things to him that kind of fucked him up. Like, you know, this shit is tearing, like something along the lines of, these things are tearing us apart. I wish it wasn't like this or something. Like, it wasn't like, you my son, I love you anyway. It was very much like, I understand why you did what you did. You know, this is how I feel about it. I'm hurting. And I was like, God damn, like, you dealing with all of this and you still showed up for this interview? Oh no, that's dope though. Definitely check out Rothaniel. And then after the interview, or after the special, I should say, tune in to YouTube, watch his interview on The Late Show with Seth Meyers, because I don't know, this is as human as I've seen a person be about themselves in a while, especially with somebody of Gerard Carmichael's status. Like, he been in the game for quite some time and doing well at it, so it was dope. Moving along though, the Batman, I finally sat down and watched it. It's on HBO Max now, so yes, thumbs up for that. I checked it out, right? So I really enjoyed this movie. It was probably like the first Batman movie in a long time that I've actually like enjoyed. The whole movie felt like a live action version of the 90s animated series. Like, the filters that was on the scenes or whatever gave everything like this dark and grungy look, like how you remember watching it as a cartoon in the 90s, like how everything just seemed dark and and motherfucking borderline evil and just chaotic or whatever. Like, the way that they shot it, the way that they lit the scenes and the set and everything, it really gave it this like very grungy, dark like feel to it. And I was really fucking with that, because that's how I remember, you know, the Batman's environment being based on the show or whatever. I love that they spent like zero to no time, like literally no time at all, going over like Bruce Wayne's origin story. Like, we know what the fuck happened to Bruce Wayne's parents and why X, Y, and Z. Like, they didn't take any time to like retell that story all over again. It was really something that the villains were just making point out throughout their like rants or whatever. Like, once the Riddler figured out who Batman was, he made mention of it, and you know, the police and, you know, just people who are critical of Bruce Wayne for, or at least in this movie, for not being a philanthropist with his money and just sitting in his mansion watching everybody else struggle or whatever. Like, they made mention of it or whatever, but the actual movie did not take time out of our viewing experience, even though the movie was 3 hours long. It didn't take time out of our viewing experience to retell scene for scene what happened to Bruce Wayne's parents and how he ended up becoming the Batman. They knew we already fucking knew that. This Batman, like, he been around forever. Like, we know his story or whatever. I like that they just gave us a genuine detective story like we used to for the Batman. Like, he was piecing together clues and solving riddles and doing all kind of extra shit to find this motherfucker. And he did the same way we used to see in the comic books and on the animated series and in the earlier Batman movies that we all know and love to this day. I really, really appreciated that. And I liked how the movie like felt like a real vigilante story, like not superheroes kind of tale, saying like, because you know, you watch the Batman animated series or whatever, right? You see it like, Batman's obviously a superhero. He got his cape and, you know, his costume and utility belt and all this other shit or whatever. Same thing with the Riddler wearing this green this green suit and top hat and bullshit. Like everybody who is a villain or a superhero, they had the villain or superhero like outfits and costumes and technology and shit to go along with it. In this particular version of the Batman or whatever, it was very like realistic. Like, if I decided to make my own Batman costume, it would be a close resemblance to what we saw on TV. Like, it was very like real. The Riddler was not dressed in all green. He was dressed in all black with like a funny face mask over his face or a breathing mask to conceal his identity. And you know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't don a supervillain costume that made him look, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was very much like if real life people today were to get in their own heads this much to where they feel like they need to take justice in their own hands from a vigilante standpoint, that movie, The Batman, is what it would look like. It would just be people in clothes that you can get off Amazon or from Target or somewhere, running around doing extraordinary shit, either saving the day or fucking it up worse. And I really, really appreciated that. I'm really glad that it, you know, it kind of portrayed what a real life Batman would kind of look like or whatever, and a real life villain and a real life Catwoman. Like, this shit was dope. Robert and Zoe did a great job. Like, I was hearing that they did good in their performance or whatever. After watching the movie, I can completely agree. So glad that the Batman 2 has officially been announced and Robert and Zoe are returning to reprise their roles as Batman and Catwoman, because they did a good job. I was really fucking with it. I was into the acting performances and the storyline, like tuned the fuck in. Like, it was a good movie. One part that had me though, the scene, I forget where they was at, but they was in a crowded place and one of the public officials or politicians or whatever for Gotham City or whatever, like, the Riddler was making an example out of him. He had a bomb strapped to him and all kind of shit, and there was a cell phone on him or whatever. That shit it took me out when everybody was already frightened looking at this nigga with a bomb on him. Everybody had got quiet, and then the phone ring. Everybody go, ah! Like, why y'all being so fucking dramatic? That shit was funny though. I literally laughed out loud because it was like dead silence. Everybody is looking at this bomb on this nigga's face or this nigga's torso with tape and all kind of writing over him and shit. And then a cell phone just ring out of nowhere and everybody ducks for cover talking about, that shit was funny. I laughed out loud. But yeah, that is my review on the Batman. Moving along. Moon Knight episode 5. Now, I'm really, really excited for the season finale or series finale, I guess, because it's a limited series, right? I don't know. Either way, I'm really excited for episode 6, so I ain't gonna spend too much time on episode 5. What I will say though is I really enjoyed this episode. I finally understand how Steven came to be and for what purpose that Mark created him. And it was really, really sad, bro. Like, it's probably the most emotional roller coaster ass episode we've had all season, outside of watching some of the sad things that Steven was doing because he was so scared of what's going on with his mental disorder or whatever. But this episode should be a lesson to parents to not hold their kids to an adult level responsibility for, grave mistakes and errors that they make as kids, because this very traumatic relationship that he had with his mother, mixed in with the situation of him getting his brother killed or whatever, like, that shit literally broke his brain. Like, his mind and his personality is fucked up because of the way his mom treated him behind this accident of his brother's death. Like, that was very, very harsh and sad to watch. Like, his mom say and do these crazy and mean things to him behind the fact that he was being a kid and his brother was following along with him, and they got into some shit that they probably shouldn't have, and it ended up causing his brother to die. Like, I was watching that shit feeling sad as fuck for Mark, because I'm like, I completely understand now. Like, if my mom was to say some shit like that to me over, some feelings that she has towards me because I fucked around as a kid and did something that ended up causing my brother to lose his life, like, I would be fucked up too. And that's literally where all of this shit stems from. Mark has dissociative identity disorder. I almost fucked that up. Because his mom was traumatizing him behind a traumatic situation that happened to him. Like, he didn't expect for his brother to die. He didn't want his brother to die. You can see he loves his little brother or whatever. Like, they had a fantastic relationship, which is what led to his brother ultimately dying in that little water tunnel or whatever the fuck it was that they was playing in that just flooded out. I don't even really understand what that situation was about, but I know little brother died and his mom never forgave Mark for it and treated him like shit to the point where it fractured his mind and caused him to create these other identities, and ultimately created a mental disorder in him because she was being the way she was being. Like, that shit was crazy. So yeah, let this be a lesson to parents. You know what I'm saying? Like, kids are gonna make mistakes. Let them have that. Don't hold it against them. You know what I'm saying? Do your best to raise them so that mistakes like this don't happen. But at the same time, just understand, like, he was a kid when this shit happened. Like, he didn't know the dangers and the ramifications of what he was doing with him and his little brother was just playing in that tunnel. I don't know, bro. That shit was sad. It was fucked up. And then at the end, losing Steven to, the sand of death or whatever the fuck that shit was called, that afterlife shit that they was trying to circumvent with the hippo god or whatever. Like, that was fucked up too, because Steven is the personality that really didn't deserve all of that. He was fucked up when he found out that Mark created him just to escape the traumas that he was dealing with at home. So for him to find that out and then moments later die, I was like, damn, bro, it's fucking sad. I wish it wouldn't have went down like that. I wanted Steven and Mark to survive, really, because Mark needs Steven at the end of the day. Like, the things that he's created in Steven, the skill set, the positive outlook on life, like, he needs Steven just as much as Steven needs Mark to get him out of those fucked up fighting situations that he's in. So it really sucked losing Steven to the afterlife, but maybe something will happen where Steven is not lost, or maybe losing Steven will ultimately force Mark to acknowledge or unleash this other personality that's been being alluded to throughout the entire season, the third personality that lives within Mark. We'll have to find out though on episode 6. I'm expecting it to be at least an hour long, just because we got a lot of shit to kind of wrap up. Like, gotta find out what's going on with Mark. We gotta release Khonshu so we can get the Moon Knight suit back. We gotta stop the other god from being resurrected by the crazy man with the scales on his arm and the little staff that be killing people. Like, we got a lot of shit to cover, a lot of ground to cover in episode 6. So I'm expecting it to be at least an hour long. Like, WandaVision's final episode was an hour long, I believe. Falcon and the Winter Soldier's episode 6 was like an hour long or something like that. Like, the last episode of the series usually be the long ones. So hopefully that is the case with episode 6 for Moon Knight, because I'm very intrigued to see how this shit is going to play out now. Like, where they left us out on episode 5, I'm like, nah, I'm ready for episode 6 right now. Another episode that I'm also ready for, the Old Town Road Part 2 with the Proud family. I didn't realize that episode 10, entitled Old Town Road Part 1, was going to be the season finale for the Proud Family Louder and Prouder season 1. I ain't realized that until I started looking, because the episodes normally come out Wednesday mornings with Moon Knight. They come out at 3 a.m. Wednesday. I watch them when they drop. I'm looking, I'm like, I see Moon Knight, I finished Moon Knight, maybe Disney Plus taking a little second to upload it. I go back, damn, it's no new episode of the Proud Family. What the fuck going on? How many episodes in a season? I see 10. Okay, maybe they're going to do 11 for this season because they just dropped part 1 last week. Need that part 2. I do my Googles. Oh yes, Old Town Road Part 1 was the season finale for Proud Family Louder and Prouder season 1. Old Town Road Part 2 will be the first episode of Louder and Prouder season 2, which is currently in production. I'm like, what the fuck? Because the story was really getting good. I'm really starting to understand Sugar Mama and her side of the family. I understand why, after all this time, they finally given us the pieces of the puzzle to figure out why Sugar Mama don't fuck with Oscar like she fuck with Uncle Bobby. And it's because, in my opinion anyway, that Oscar reminds her a lot of her father, who we find out in Old Town Road Part 1, she is estranged to or with. They don't fuck with each other right now. And they haven't since Sugar Mama left. And she left because her and her father don't fuck with each other. And I think the fact that Oscar reminds her so much of her family back in Oklahoma, she just been taking out her anger and frustration on this nigga the whole time and showing love to Bobby. Which, you know, that sounds like some black shit to do. Some black mom shit or whatever the case might be. But I really want to see what's going to happen next with the story. But I guess I got to wait till fucking Proud Family Louder and Prouder season 2 to drop. But that's a testament to how good the show is. They really left us on a fucking 90s black sitcom to be continued. And I have to wait, I don't know how many weeks and months to motherfucking season 2 is going to premiere to find out what's going to happen with the rest of, you know, the episode and everything that was going on with Sugar Mama and her family. But, yeah, that's it. You probably won't hear me talk about the Proud Family anymore until, you know, season 2 premieres. Oh yeah, Anime Corner real quick. I started Spy Family. Excited to see where that goes. There's obviously only 2 episodes out of the English dub, because I don't watch sub. I don't care. Y'all can fight me. Y'all can be mad. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I like dub anime because I want to understand what's being said while I'm watching the action. I don't got time to be looking down, reading subtitles, and miss a whole fucking action scene. I don't got time for it. Say what you want about me. Don't give a fuck. There's only 2 episodes on Spy Family dub. So I'm into the show as of now. The first 2 episodes was pretty cool. I'm going to see where it plays out. Then I'm waiting for the last episode of this, Entertainment District arc for Demon Slayer. Yes, I know It's been out. Y'all know what's going on. I know they already released the trailer for the next arc in Demon Slayer. I don't give a fuck. I watch dubbed anime. It took a minute for the dub to come out. It is out. 1 episode left. I'm going to watch that. Then I'm going to watch the trailer for the next season. And then it is what it is. But I just wanted to make sure I mention that because I'm probably going to mention those on future watch lists, whether it's segments or episodes. But that is it. We made it. Sorry for taking up so much of your time. I told you I was going to be quick because I hadn't wrote down a lot, but apparently I had a lot to say. But thank you for making it this far. Thank you for tuning in to the Talk and Play Blerdcast. Make sure you hit me on the socials. I'm at BRIANSAPPH on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. I started a fucking TikTok. I'm not doing no dances and no shit like that. I just want to continue to spread my blerdiness around these social medias and build my community. So that is what that is for. Hit me up on any of those social platforms so we can discuss anything I talked about in the episode. And don't forget to check out the NRW Checkpoint on YouTube. Me, my dog Webster Style, covering the latest in gaming news and new releases in the gaming world. And that's it. I'll catch y'all on the next episode.